Hi all, Christine Byer here, licensed master esthetician for 20 years, and I just wanted to answer some questions y'all have been sending in, just various questions from across the internet. If you ever have any questions, you can post them in the comments or put it on my Instagram, which is just Christine Byer Aesthetics. I always have giveaways, and give this video a like, and let's get started. My first question is from Pam B, and she asks, this may not exist, but any ways that one could shorten their Philtrum with microcurrent or lift up the tear trough. So the Philtrum, if you don't know, is from here to here. And I was watching a video the other day, and they were saying that the average length of somebody's Philtrum when they're young, I guess, is, what did they say? 11 to 18 millimeters. And I went and I measured mine, and mine is like 20. I was like, ah! We have long Philtrums in our family, but this is sort of one of those age giveawayers that when you're younger, and it's really one of the only things that you can't do anything about unless you have surgery. So no, microcurrent will not really shorten this, because microcurrent will tighten a muscle in the direction that it runs, essentially. And so it would tighten it from here to here, and that might give you a little bit of a lift. But if you have a really elongated Philtrum, lip lift is probably what you're looking at, and those run anywhere from $5,000 up. I have done fibroblast on this area, and I'm sure it's shorter from that, and they call it a lip lift with fibroblast, but you'll probably have to do it more than once to get this to shorten up. And you'll definitely have to go to somebody who knows what they're doing, because there is definitely a pattern that varies from person to person to get this to shorten up via fibroblast. She's also asking about lifting up the tear trough. Now, I've not heard this question. To lift up a tear trough, I don't know why you'd want to lift up a tear trough. How could you? I don't know. I do something called the Four Corners release. I got this from a colleague, Jane Mann, who is in Vegas, and she specializes in microcurrent and teaching about facial contouring massage and fascia release of the face. She's brilliant. It's a release technique where you basically do the four corners, where you're just going to go, and I have some makeup on, you're going to go very lightly on the four sides to release that restricted fascia. This one you actually can go, you'll need to anchor and ride this bone, and you'll feel all sorts of grisly stuff there. And of course I have makeup on. And then the top one, you basically, I'll just let it show, where you just ride the eyebrow. And I just took most of my eyebrow off. That will release that eye, and wow, that feels good. Or you can use the Anma or any light gua sha tool you may have, but I really don't know how you would lift that. And I've not heard of a saggy, and I really don't understand that question. I mean, I have noticed over the years that my eyes do get saggy up here, but that's kind of a interesting question. I'm going to have to research that more. I do know that if you do fibroblast in this area, it can help get rid of the excess tissue, therefore lifting the entire lid, thereby lifting a little bit of that tear trough. So another person asked how to properly use the Anma followed by microcurrent. In my group, I talk a lot about this, and I have a ton of videos, but you would basically just do a quickie treatment, and there's a treatment that comes with the instructions that's also very nice. But you basically just want to warm up the tissues with this. Say you wanted to work on the neck, we just go in and sort of start to warm up those tissues, and you go lighter before you go deeper. It's you know, muscles that are warmed up take microcurrent better. So there's really no wrong way to do it. If you see tension, just go for it in that area, and just visualize starting to warm up those muscles so that they can accept the microcurrent better. And that's all there really is to doing that. When you do facial contouring massage or gua sha or any release work, you definitely, and you're combining it with microcurrent, you always want to do microcurrent last, because it leaves the skin, it leaves the muscles in that taut up position. It leaves them retrained. So you really want to always end with microcurrent and just call it a day. So did you make a video on how to use Neogenesis and Sculptra together, or do you switch between them? I actually use them at the same time, the same day. And what I will do is I'll put Recovery on first and then Sculptra products, because Recovery is so thin. You always want to go thinnest to thickest. And that Recovery just goes right into the skin, so it's actually lovely. And if you don't know, if you're new here, Recovery is a human skin stem cell product that is made in one of the most natural ways that it keeps its efficacy. And out of all the ones I've tried over the years, it tends to work the best and be the most powerful. So definitely something to check out. It's about 4 drops a night. Really wonderful product. Okay, next question. Face massage techniques. Now, if you have been watching my channel at all, you know that it's about all I do. I'm really into the Sculptra, the Korean facial filling products, and I'm all about facial massage, because I think when people look at us, they think that strangers or people who see us, when we get to see people again, people who see us, that they're looking at our crow's feet, you know, or they're looking at this leaven or this line. And really what they notice first is shapes. What you notice about people are shapes. You notice if they're hunchbacked. You notice if they have the inverted triangle, if they have jowls, because this is what the proverbial, and I think this is so stupid, but the triangle of youth. And I heard that first from a plastic surgeon, and I was like, pfft. In youth, we're like this, and then in old age, we're like this. And it's like, whatever. So what can we do about that? We can do microcurrent. We can do facial massage, things to keep the muscles and the tissue that we have left, that over the years, we lose fat, we lose, skin thins out. All these horrible aging things happen, but they happen to all of us. So, hey, aging is the great equalizer, right? But what we have left, it's like, how can we make the best with what we have? And that's where the facial contouring massage and the facial massage comes in, because really people are not looking at that one tiny wrinkle or those wrinkles around their eyes. They're looking at your shape. So that's basically what I talk about in my channel, is how loosen up that neck so everything drains, how to release the neck muscles so that everything else pops up. I mean, I guess I need more specificity on this question, facial massage. So anyway, moving on. Somebody's asking about glass cupping and not silicone. Now, I think this is funny. I love cupping. And for me, and to the skin, I don't think it really even matters if it's silicone or glass, as long as you have the grip. And cupping is basically a sort of a reverse pressure massage that we will use on the skin. And we have different size cups. These are a few of the sizes that I use. And the idea is just to get a big purchase of skin in there, and it's gonna suck up any underlying lymph and things that have just been stuck in there for a long time. It's kind of funny. It's from the Chinese, and I do pulsed cupping. So my machine will suck it in, then push it out, suck it in, push it out. And so it's not, you don't get bruises from it. Nothing bad happens to the skin, except for it pulls in fresh blood into areas that may not have seen it in a long time, and it pushes out. It just forces a deep lymphatic drainage. The only thing that cupping cannot do is release deep fascia, which, well, I mean, if you rubbed it and did it like that, but you couldn't do it on the face in that way. But it is such a beautiful treatment. It is just one of my favorite sleeper treatments that if I could do nothing else, I think I did a blog post one day. It's like, if I had an hour with you, and what's the most anti-aging treatment I could do for you? And cupping was included in that. I think I did microcurrent cupping and facial contouring massage, because it's such a powerful treatment when you suck blood into areas that maybe haven't seen it in a while. It's just, I just love it. And then you seal the deal with the microcurrent, because also a byproduct of cupping is that the muscle will snap back in response to being stretched. and it's just a physical response to the aggression, or it's not that bad. You're not sucking tons of skin into these things, but it is a physiological response to that reverse pressure and to the muscle being tugged at. And so it goes, whoop, I'm going to pull back to my point of origin, and I'm just going to be nice and taut. And so you get it's like the muscles are lifted afterwards anyway. So then you go in with microcurrent, which is facial muscle toning with a very tiny current. And it is the most beautiful treatment ever, especially somebody who's got a lot of lymph, a lot of stress in their face. It just looks gorgeous, and it just keeps on giving. So it's like the next couple of days they look really good too. And then if you were to do some at home, it's just gorgeous, gorgeous treatment. One of my favorites ever. If you have questions about how to combine modalities, massage techniques, how to layer up your perfect skincare anti-aging plan, I have used, if there's a modality, chances are I have done it or I have it. So ask me. I love this. I love layering up all my modalities. I love my facial plumbing products. There's just so much out there. We don't have to just throw in the towel. We can look good as we age and have fun treating ourselves or getting our treatments done, but taking care of our skin in new and innovative ways, or layering old things so that it's a new treatment to you. So stay tuned. I've got more stuff coming at you. Ask your questions. Visit me on Instagram, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.